This lesson, we're going to continue to strengthen our profile as we're creating it and look at what we can do with education. So just as any resume, you should include your credentials, education, and any relative certifications on your profile that will help you connect with others and showcase the skills and experience that you have. So just as you would within a resume, you can add in your education, and with your LinkedIn profile, as you're setting it up, it will ask you what school or university did you attend. So this is an opportunity to add education to your profile. So I'm going to go ahead and click that add education. And then just as always, you can update it as needed. So it gives you a selection of all of the schools, the different degree options that you have, as well as the field of study. And it'll give you a drop down of the available fields of study. And then the start date, so when you started, including the year when you started, and then the end date, and if you haven't finished yet, then whatever your expected end date might be. So you can just add that into your profile, and it will add an icon of the school and add it into the education section of your LinkedIn profile. So when you go down and you scroll down to education, now you're going to have the education listed. You can always edit it as needed. So if you do want to edit it to a different school, you can do that really easily. You can add additional education. By default, there is also grade, activities and societies, and description. And you can also add in external documents, photos, sites, videos, and presentations to help strengthen the education as you're showcasing it on your profile. There's also an option here at the top. So when you add your education, it has an opportunity to notify your network. So any job changes can take up to 2 hours. So if you have this, which the default is on, it will automatically notify your network of connections that you've added this to your profile or that you've updated it on your profile. So LinkedIn, just like any online resume, provides you an experience of your work history, which we've already covered here. We're under experience. It also provides the scope of work that you've done, so you can add that within your experience, as well as education. You can also highlight various milestones and recognitions that you've received. And essentially what you're trying to do is to show your best assets. So within the experience area, so this lists out any professional experience, an overview, just like you would on a resume. And this is going to get looked at by anyone who wants to learn more about you. So also try to keep it short and informative and highlight what you did at the job, specific highlights and skills that are used. When you list out the skills, this is also going to help within the keyword when it is being searched for relevant keywords of that niche. So it helps you get found online. And the next item is to add skills. So you can add up to 50 skills to your LinkedIn profile. And it is suggested that you add at least 5 skills. So this will help you get discovered via the search. So adding in skills, and then of course you can always update your skills as well. So selecting the add skills option, suggestions based on the profile, and then you're also able to add other skills down here at the bottom. So add them to the profile. So if I wanted to add in JavaScript, web development, HTML, so these are common skills and common keywords. So it is suggested that you use the suggested ones here if they are available. If they're not, you can always fill out here in the add skills within the drop down. It'll make some suggestions for additional skills that you can add. When you type in, as I'm typing in course, it will provide related keywords to those skills. And these are commonly used keywords that LinkedIn has determined would be relevant within search. You notice as well there are hints here. So under web development, it says peers with this skill are 170% more likely to receive messages from recruiters. So LinkedIn does give you suggestions, information as you're creating your profile as to be what's going to be more effective. You can go ahead and add the skills. The new skills are going to be added to the profile, so it'll provide you a list of those. And once you're happy with those, you can just select done. And that's going to set and update it on your profile, completing the suggested updates to the profile And the skills is just down here at the bottom. Add new skills at any time by pressing the add new skill or the pen. At any time, you're able to make updates as well as reorder the order of the skills. So if you prefer a different order of these default ordered skills, you can change that order anytime. So clicking again the pen icon, and this will give you an opportunity to drag and reorganize the top skills that you want showing up on your profile. There's also the industry knowledge. So this is generalized industry knowledge for web development and e-learning. And then they also have the other skills. So you're always going to have the 3 skills on the top that get featured. So whatever skills that you want to have within the top, you can add those in as the top skills. And if you do erase one of them, it will automatically add in additional top skills. So it just moved up the web development to replace the HTML. You can also change and update your endorsement settings from this screen from the pop-up window. So if you were to click this, it gives you the options for that you want to manage, receive, and give endorsements. So I want to be endorsed, I want to be included in endorsement suggestions to my connections, show me suggestions to endorse my connections. So these are all by default yes, and it is suggested that you do leave them unless for whatever reason that you don't want to get the endorsements or you don't want to have the endorsement suggestions from connections, then you can shut those off. But by default, I would suggest to leave them as on. There's always an option to add more skills as needed. So based on the profile, it makes, again, suggestions on different skills that I might want to add. I can, again, add in skills. It'll give me the drop down. So if I want to add HTML back in, I can add that in and have that as a skill that shows up. And others that navigate to your profile have an opportunity to endorse your skills. And you'll find that other users will be endorsing your skills. And that's also going to show up on your profile. So this is a good way and a good indicator of what skills you have, and it's very useful for others that are viewing your profile to see what skills and what the numbers are that you've been actually endorsed by. And it provides more credibility to the skills that you've added on your profile. I'm just showing a screenshot of what a typical skill with the number of endorsements for the skill, and then LinkedIn as well will provide some intelligence there on what and most influential endorsers of that skill, as well as there's an example here of what the badge looks like. So once you've completed the skill quiz, this is what the badge will look like on your profile. So under the skills and endorsements, you'll see an option to take a skills quiz. So what this does, this gives you an opportunity to demonstrate your knowledge of the skills you've added on your profile by completing the assessment. So a typical assessment consists of 15 multiple choice questions, and then each question tests at least one concept or subskill. The questions are timed and must be completed within one session. So when you open this up, it'll present you with an opportunity to select any one of the number of common skills that are recommended for the industry. And you've got the badges up here. So if you do complete the skills assessment, you'll get the badge for it. So you can also see all of the skills. You can search for various skills. And there's also a sample question and what the criteria is. So this one, you need to score in the top 30 to earn the badge. The 15 multiple choice questions, there's 1.2 million people that have taken this, and it gives you an overview of the topics that are going to be covered. And you also need to complete it at the one time when you launch it. And there's also an opportunity to run through and do a practice assessment. So you can click the practice, or you can do the start to do the actual skill assessment on your profile. And this will be a badge that gets added that can confirm to others, such as recruiters, or maybe a job that you've applied for, that they're looking to see if this desired skill is something that you're competent in, and there also is being used by recruiters and in order to make that assessment. So it's not mandatory on LinkedIn to take the assessment. However, taking the assessment really does help you stand out and showcase the skills that you might have. It also increases the chances of getting noticed by recruiters. That if you are taking the assessment, that you do it on a laptop or a desktop computer. So I do suggest that as you're building out your profile, that you take a look at other similar profiles within the same industry, see how yours compares to theirs, make updates and adjustments, and remember this is the digital representation of your resume. So it's important to keep your information updated and accurate as much as possible.